Hey y'all, welcome to the Revolting Man channel. I'm Mariah, the wife of the Revolting Man, and this here is a video for women and mothers, but you know, everyone is welcome, and I appreciate you all for watching. Did you know that there's actually a service at laundromats that a mom can come in with her crew's clothes and get them washed, and she pays the worker to do her household laundry? I did not know this. This is just kind of an example of the topic that I was wanting to talk about today, and it's the difference between homemade bread and store-bought bread, or a home-cooked meal as opposed to going out to eat. It's the difference between getting a handwritten letter from a friend and a, abbreviated text. There's this article that I wanted to share with y'all. The sun is pretty bright. I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get it to be better. I don't know. It's by a young man named Tyler Blansky, and it's called In Defense of Domesticity. And it is so important. It is a really wonderful post or piece. I don't really know. It's an article, I guess. And he starts out by describing a concept in a Norwegian concept of getting through the winters, and it's like Koselig, and I think it's pronounced something like Kushli or something like that. But it's this this mentality, or it's kind of hard to describe, but it's thinking of everything in terms of warmth and coziness and hominess and all the good things that you can get from winter time, right? So, just this relaxing and settling down with a good book, and cozying up next to a fire, and all these things that are really, really nice, pleasant things about wintertime. And talks about how people try to replicate it, and they'll have restaurants or bars or whatever that have blankets that you can use and you can snuggle up with and whatever. And so it's really this feeling of being at home and being cozy. And where does this come from, and where does this feeling of coziness and home come from? We always hear the, home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam. We nostalgically think about our homes as a kid and want to recreate them. There's a few quotes. I'm trying to make this quick and narrow it down as much as possible, because it's so broad, and he touches on so many things, but you really need to read this article. It is just absolutely great. But he says that, this is a couple of quotes: "We are nostalgic about Kushli because, like the home, coziness is by and large a thing of the past." So when technologies, started replacing, we got these time-saving devices and pre-packaged meals and all this, and so the mother really didn't have to do a whole lot of this long putting a lot of effort into making the home, right? So he also says that processed foods and labor-saving devices removed much of the art and much of the dignity from a woman's role as mother. And, this is all very, very, very evident, very apparent in our society. You've got feminism, you've got, you gotta look outside the home for your fulfillment. And you've got all of these ways of saving yourself the labor of housekeeping, just like this laundromat service that does your laundry for you. I couldn't believe it. There is no substitute for home and the time that goes into making a home, the work and the effort. There's no substitute for real family. And I think that's what this article is getting at, is that you might try, but there's no way you can buy something There's no way it can be, you know, easily obtained. It takes work. It's just like baking a loaf of bread. You know, that takes work and time and effort, and it's really a labor of love. That's why it tastes so much better, right? And that's why homegrown food tastes so much better. You just can't compare a store-bought tomato to a homegrown tomato. It's time and effort. It's nurturing. It's, yeah, the patience and the waiting and all these things that make up a home, and that we grasp, especially during this season of the short days and the dark and the cold. And, you know, we want that sense of home that a mother is so responsible for. Moms, your work is so important, so important. It's what these kids are going to remember when they're older. They're going to remember that time and effort that you put into making a home for them, even though they don't realize it now. They don't understand it now, but home for the holidays, I mean, these adults sing about it, right? So, you can't buy it and you can't get it without work. This is another quote from this guy. Feminism and the rise of, you know, women working outside the home has ripped it away from us, where we no longer see it and have it, and we look back on it and we try to duplicate it with, you know, these, I don't know, he talks about the pumpkin spiced lattes and the, you know, it's fake, it's temporary, and there's no way to have it without having the real deal, and that's putting time and effort into making a home and making it warm and cozy. And, you know, home cooked meals and cooking from scratch and growing food, these are all parts of that kushli, you know, that feeling of home and of pride in what you're doing. You know, I mean, that's why you have so many women that are on, you know, depression meds and all this. I mean, like he says, that the whole rise of feminism and the industrial, you know, the processed foods and the labor-saving devices took away the art and the dignity of being a mother. I mean, that is just beautiful. And so let's remember during this time that our work is so important, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes, even though we, you know, we go through our ups and downs, but you moms are so important. You set the tone of the home. You set the kushli. You know, you're so responsible for that, and that is going to hold the family together, and that is the basis of society. It really is, and it's so important, and it is the most important work that you're ever going to have. And God bless y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season. And no matter what form you observe it in. I know, you know, we can get hung up on a lot of things here and there, differences, but just stay warm, stay cozy, stay loving your families and your children, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.